Okay, guys, so interesting in the news again is CoolSculpting. About 2 weeks ago, I got a call from a client, and one of the things I always ask is, how'd you find out about us? And she said she was researching CoolSculpting and came upon one of my TikTok videos talking about CoolSculpting and some of the side effects, specifically paradoxical adipose hyperplasia. So we had a discussion, we talked about that and some of the alternatives, like the things we do here at the office, Ultra Slim. The weird thing about that whole conversation was maybe 3 days later, there was a giant article in the New York Times about cool sculpting and paradoxical adipose hyperplasia. So, what is it? Why should that even remotely interest you? Let's talk about it. Paradoxical means you're getting like the opposite result of what you expected. You expect to freeze the fat and shrink the fat cells, and instead they grow. Hyperplasia means they grow, they become hardened, and they're lodged in the body. That in and of itself is scary enough to me. More troubling to me is the fact that this article talks about how they've been playing with numbers and how big a risk it is. So when it first started, my understanding is they were saying maybe 1 in 20,000 treatments, which is kind of weird to say treatments instead of people. And then it came out that maybe it was double that and 1 in 10,000. If you will read the article, which is going to be linked below, you're going to see that depending on which study, it could be as great as 1 in 300 people, or one of the surgeons is saying 1 in 128 ish. And another study that was even older than these came out and said it's probably closer to 1%, which is 1 in 100. Okay, so what is paradoxical adipose hyperplasia? Why should you be scared of it? Some people are calling it stick of butter effect. So this hardened fat takes on the shape of the applicator. And if you've ever seen CoolSculpting use, I guess it's 4x8 suction cups to suck the fat into that suction cup and then freeze it. So if you go in, you think, okay, I'm going to take care of my love handles, maybe my belly. Some people are even doing it on their neck. It's scary to me. You got a 1 in 100 chance of coming out severely disfigured and having this stick of butter effect. So basically, where they suction cup this fat is going to become hard, it's going to be lodged in the body, and they're saying it requires sometimes multiple plastic surgeries to remove. Scary. Why haven't we heard about this? First of all, individual doctors and consumers don't have to report these things to the FDA. And CoolSculpting stopped reporting these things to the FDA in 2013. So a full 10 years have passed since they've been reporting these things. And it could take months for these symptoms to show up. So a lot of times when you have procedures like this, they may do follow-ups for 3 months and then say, okay, you didn't have any side effects. And months after that, a person ends up with a rock hard lump of fat on their belly and they don't know where it came from, and they don't associate the two things because their doctor or the provider told them that everything was good. We started doing Ultra Slim in 2016. This is before, well, I don't think before anybody knew about PAH, but definitely before I knew about it. And I did have patients coming in and saying, I did CoolSculpting and this thing is hard and I don't know if you can do anything about it. Okay, we're going to try. And we got good results with it without surgery. Not enough for me to say, hey, it's the one and only answer to it. You know, a lot of people are saying it's necessary to have plastic surgery to remove it. I don't think that's a risk worth taking, personally. If there were 1,000 CoolSculpting sessions or treatments going on across the country today, 10 people are going to end up severely disfigured needing plastic surgery, or up to. That's scary to me. Even if it's 1 in 3,000, but that's treatments. If people need multiple treatments, and according to what I've read and seen, people are telling me they've had multiple CoolSculpting treatments or they're recommended multiple CoolSculpting treatments. I think it's very timely for a lot of people who are out there thinking about body sculpting as summer approaches. And if it weren't for a certain supermodel stepping forward and saying, hey, this severely disfigured me, and suing the company, I don't think this would still be in the news. We do Ultra Slim, which is a body sculpting treatment that uses red light therapy. It's painless. The red light passes painlessly through the skin layer into the fat layer and triggers the fat cells into releasing their contents. And those contents are picked up by the lymphatic system, transported back to the liver. Your body's natural metabolic process gets rid of it. You come in, you lay down for 32 minutes, and you're smaller. 3.5 inches on average. Number one, if you are suffering from PAH, my heart goes out to you. I'm really sorry. I would encourage you to give me a call if you're in the Atlanta area, and let's see if UltraSlim can help with that prior to having to go in and do plastic surgery. If you're thinking about body sculpting, give me a call. Let's talk about UltraSlim versus CoolSculpting. I'm happy to put it up against it all day, every day. There's no pain, there's no downtime, no side effects, no paradoxical adipose hyperplasia. Follow me on TikTok at Dr. Bobby Curtis. Like, subscribe. I'll give you more helpful hints and things that you can do to improve your health overall. It's not just about red light.